All right. So I was just thinking about um, the end times, and obviously there's many correlations between the days of Noah and these end days. But one thing that God did before the flood is he waited until all the righteous people had died. Like if you read in the book of Jasher, it talks about how he waited for Methuselah to die. He waited for, who else was in there? Some other people also, because he didn't want them to have to go through. He didn't want the righteous to have to go through all the evil that was going to come on the earth. And it's going to be the same thing here in a couple of years. That's why there's a rapture. And that's why his inheritance, who's going to preach the gospel for 3.5 years, will die also. And while they're going to die, they're going to be killed by the Antichrist. It's still, they're still not going to have the brunt, the asteroid impacts, and all the death that comes along with that. So it's truly going to be, they're going to mirror each other, because everybody was marrying and making merry and cruising and having fun. And then the flood came and, washed everyone away. And it's the same way now. Everybody's busy being self-indulgent, narcissistic, doing what they want to do. And there's a lack of godliness, obviously. Even for the people who are supposed Christians, there's a lack of godliness. Because they don't have the Holy Spirit in them, which if you don't have it, you can't live by, you can't live in godliness. If he hasn't changed your heart, you can't necessarily live in godliness. You can do some things, but until he lives in your temple, you're going to still be divorced from him. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. So he's going to wait. He's going to bring the rapture, will save everybody from experiencing the wrath of God. And in that way, it mirrors the days of Noah. So all the righteous will not have to go through with all this. And everyone, it's funny when I hear other YouTubers talk about this. They think that the righteous are going to have the option to take the mark. And no, that's how they won't. That's how the saying of even if possible, the elect would be deceived. The Lord's not going to make it even an option. He's going to rapture everybody. That's why it's a pre-tribulation rapture. Anyone espousing a latter days rapture rather than a pre-trib rapture doesn't know the Bible, and they don't have the Holy Spirit in them, because the Holy Spirit confirms the pre-trib rapture. So if they're finding some passage in the Bible, I wouldn't even care if it was in the Bible. Because A, they would be misunderstanding it and not reading it in context. And B, it doesn't matter because the Bible does not supersede the Holy Spirit. You trust the Spirit of God. You don't trust the Bible. Yeah, you trust the Bible because that's your book that you go by, but ultimately, you trust the Holy Spirit inside of you. That's why you don't need to sit and read the Bible all day, because you trust Him. How did the New Testament get written anyway, right? It was inspired by the Holy Spirit. So it's already in you. You just have to talk to Him and search it out, and you'll find He'll give you the understanding. So therefore you don't even need to look in the Bible. It helps, yeah, absolutely it helps. But that's why I don't look into it, because it's already in me. So a lot of times, like I would say probably 75-80% of the time, I will come into a level of understanding And later on, I'll find out, oh, that's in the Bible, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. But it's the cool part is the fact that you can come to that level of understanding without having to look for it. And the more that happens, the less likely you're going to read the Bible, because you already know this is already in me. I don't need to go searching for it. It doesn't give me any. I mean, it gives you a little bit of vindication, but ultimately the vindication is already in you. The Holy Spirit gives it to you. So, I don't know. I'll leave it at that. Subscribe if you want to. Save or share it. Like it, I guess. Whatever you want to do. I prefer people would share this, but, have a good day. Peace.